Video we are gonna do what if Super Mario Odyssey spirits were in Smash Sand Kingdom. First of all, Jaxie. So primary and 3 slots. So what he does is just speed. So this is the not enchanted version. I'll call this Rose for you. No, Bouncy Rose. So what this does is just make you jump higher. Yeah, and if this was an actual game, the move and you jump on it would be in the game. The idea. So this is the enchanted version. I'll call this Bounced Flower. So what I was saying about this, if that was in the real game, this move, when you bounce on it, would be to all characters. And when you press this button, not that, but like, that wouldn't happen. But like, what it does is this. That's what it does. So, now, next of all, we'll call this Dinner. Let me take. So, Dinner, without their umbrella, but Dinner is just that. Next up, we got the umbrella. So what it does, it's just gravity. So what it does, let's say you jump in space, but there's a ground above Earth. So what I mean is, like, this is Earth. So, and then this is the line. Which, after that, you go to space, you jump on it, and then you're like, this to here. So yeah, it's right here. This is like if you're right here, how far you're gonna jump right here. Next up, we got the cactus. Yes, it's with that face. What it does, it just hurts more, doubles the attack. So what I mean is, like, if you do an uppercut, reassure you kid, for example, let's say that does 10 damage. I think it does more though. It will do 20 damage by using that spirit. By the way, next up we got snails. This is one of them. This is the one, and this is the second one. They're basically like squirrels. They are clumped into each other. And, well, the only thing that they does is just slow down your speed. To, like, if you're Sonic, for example, they would slow it down to normal characters. They would slow it down to Mario's speed. And then, well, it's dash. And then, well, it's walk. Well, just slow it down to Mario's walk. You know, you might not see it, but it's just those two. Yeah, you can see it. I was gonna save this one for later, but it's in the Sand Kingdom, so why not? So we're just gonna call these Volbonons with a hat. That's what they're called, Volbonon with a hat. Next up, we got a cactus. Well, it's enchantable, so makes your damage more. I've talked about that already. So, like, doubles the damage. So, first of all, let's do that ball. Not the ball next to him, but this ball to that. So, this ball is just called Cactus, with not the things that is a C, but the things that look like a C and a backward C of them. So, yeah, it would be that. It would be a cactus with that. And inside that, it is said small. And then the enchanted one is that. It is called cactus. That's what it's just called. So I already talked about it, but instead it's not doubling. It's just doubling it, but adding one more damage into it. So a support spirit that just takes 3 slots, just does, well, the Ore Cub. That's what it does. It gives you the Ore Cub, or Club, or Club, or Cub. I don't know. And then next we got the Sheep, which I don't think I done, but it's speed. It's primary. Speed and 3 slots. By the way, that's 3. By the way, the cactus and the cactus ball, which is right there. So, their slots are just 3. So next up we got this note that says Bowser and Peach. So, what this does is absolutely nothing, and it's a 1 slot support. So, also Bowser would be using that costume. So what it does to Bowser instead, it just gives him, well, it's neutral special difference, which it's, you see that top hat? What it does is in the game, it's just throw it. Yeah, that's what he'll change, is neutral special to, not for the whole entire game, but for that spirit battle. I mean, when you get that spirit only, when you're using that spirit only. Next up, we got the Great Sphinx. So what this does is, if it was actually in the game, then, well, when you answer the quizzes right, it will still have the press A thing. When you answer the quizzes right, it will power up your attacks, double it. Next up, we got Goombet. I mean, she is speed. Because, well, how fast she goes. By the way, how fast it is, well, it just makes them faster of how fast they are. And if it's that speed, then, well, that would just make them not just a little bit faster, like fast, so slow that they didn't even notice it. Yeah. So Goombet is a primary and 3 slot. Or Goombet is a primary spirit, right? Well, if yes, then they should have added this as the primary and then make it speed, or what Goomba was. And then if he's not, then just make him a support 2 of how many slots he is, unless if he's 2, then just makes him 1. Just make Goomba 1 slot. Next up isn't a spirit, but it is what they should have added as the hat for next Mario Odyssey, or this Mario Odyssey. I don't know what to say. This Mario Odyssey and next Mario Odyssey, the other next, if they're coming with that. So what it should be is that Cappy, like at the start of the game, he just starts like that. So I would say this cost $20 in this game. Coins. Next up, we got these ice balls, which I don't know what to call them. So what do? Make you cold. Like, it makes you shiver, but it's not actually making you cold. It's just gonna make you shiver. Alright, next, I was gonna save this for the Lake Kingdom, but the 2 mermaids, well, they would be close to each other, so that makes them, I don't know, let's just call this one by their names. So this one by their name, and this one, and then this one, well, in their name too. When I said that one, I didn't mean Mario, just meant the grass as and. What they do is speed, like, so the snails, let's call them, like, girls inside that. And then next up, we got snails, which is boys' version, which boys would be just boys inside of that. I think it said the word primary, right? So they get enchantable man to woe man. girl. So, boy, girl, boy, man, and then woman. So, what they do, what does the woman do when the man is enchanted to woman? Snail. Well, it's just making you slow. Like, I already told you that. So, yeah. I don't know what's the inverted pyramid. So, the inverted pyramid, what it does is that, well, it's a support, it's a one slot support, so it just doesn't, no, it's a primary, but I don't know what it should do. Maybe double your attack. Next up, we got the Snow Kingdom guy. I don't know what to call him, but yes, he's here, so I'm just gonna call him Snow Kingdom guy. What he does, he just freezes you at 10% at 1 damage attacks. Next up, we got this guy from New Donk City. I don't know what to call him, but he's a primary. And then next we got... So yeah, first, let's do the ring. Well, yeah, with the circle too, because it's just digged out. So, with the circle too, so, yeah. Enchanted version is just making it glow by the diamond. That will make it glow. That's the enchanted version, glowed ring. So, what it does, it's just doubling your attack. Not to the other person, I already talked about that. It's not the other person, it's something else. That's what it looked like enchanted. And yes, by the way, it would be stuck in that while enchanted. Okay, so yeah, the enchanted version is called Glowing Binding Ring, but the unenchanted is just called Binding Ring. Next spear is a Bullet Bill Cap. It's a support and doesn't do anything. Next up, we got the heart. But let's just say it's not the heart. It's a murder heart. It's a murder heart. So, one of those YouTubers showed that before, so, yeah, it's like that. It is a murder heart, and it's a support, a primary. It just doubles up your damage. Bye, that is all. And that is not all. After this is all. So, these things are just called, I don't know what to call it, but they just are a one slot support and they literally just do nothing.